All right, so get ready, because today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of luxury cruise ships.
Buckle up.
Yeah, we've got this incredible image of a cruise ship all lit up at night. And it's really striking with the city lights, shimmering in the background.
Ooh. Yeah, it's really selling the glamour, isn't it?
It really is. And it gets you thinking about how much cruising has changed over the years.
Absolutely.
So what I see right away is just the sheer size of this thing.
Right.
I mean, look at all those decks.
It's massive.
It makes you wonder what's even on them all.
I know, right? It's like a floating city.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So our mission today, if you will, is to see what this one image can tell us about how cruise ship design has evolved
Okay, I like
and what kind of experiences they're trying to create for people today.
Let's do it.
Okay, so first off, I am just struck by how opulent and grand everything looks.
Oh, for sure. This ship is all about luxury. It's like a statement.
Right. And you mentioned floating cities.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it, because they're not just about getting from point A to point B anymore.
No, they're destinations in themselves. It's like they're saying, come aboard and you'll have everything you could possibly want right here.
Yeah, you've got the pools, the entertainment areas, who knows what else.
Multiple restaurants, probably a casino.
It's a far cry from those old transatlantic voyages.
Totally. Back then, the journey was the whole point.
Exactly. But here it's like the ship is the destination.
Right.
But speaking of destinations, I'm curious about where this particular ship might be headed. I mean, look at those city lights off in the distance.
It definitely makes you wonder.
What do you think it tells us about the role of cruises in tourism today?
Well, for one thing, itineraries are much more strategic now.
How so?
Cruise lines carefully plan their routes to hit popular spots that also benefit the economies of port cities.
That makes sense.
It's a win-win in a lot of ways. But it's not just about the typical destinations anymore either.
Like the Caribbean or the Mediterranean?
Exactly. People are looking for something different, something off the beaten path.
So where are they going?
You're seeing more cruises to smaller Greek islands, fjords, and Norway, places like that.
Wow, so it's all about unique and less visited destinations.
It seems that way. There's definitely a growing demand for those kinds of authentic travel experiences.
Yeah, I can see the appeal of that, but, I have to admit, those vibrant colors and lights on the ship,
Yeah.
they're pretty enticing, too.
Oh, absolutely.
It seems like the onboard experience is just as important as where they're going.
It's a huge part of the draw. I mean, who doesn't love a good party atmosphere?
Right, it's like a floating festival.
Exactly. And cruise lines put a lot of effort into creating that vibe.
I bet they do.
They use lighting design, everything to cater to a wide range of passengers and keep the energy up.
It makes you wonder, though, what kind of traveler is drawn to that constant party atmosphere?
That's a good question, and it raises another point.
What's that?
Does it ever become too much? I mean, is there a risk that the curated experience overshadows the sense of exploration and discovery that travel should be about?
That's an interesting thought. I mean, when you're surrounded by so much stimulation,
Right.
does it make it harder to appreciate the new places you're visiting?
It's something to think about for sure.
Yeah, it is. So looking at this image, what aspects of the ship's design stand out to you the most?
Let me see. For me, it's the way it juxtaposes luxury and adventure.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You have the opulence and comfort of the ship itself.
Right, like a five-star hotel.
Exactly. And then you have that backdrop of a new city waiting to be explored.
It's like they're saying you can have the best of both worlds.
Exactly. And I think that speaks to how our ideas about leisure and travel are changing.
How so?
People want relaxation and engagement. They want indulgence and cultural immersion.
They want it all.
They do. And cruise ships are trying to provide that.
Well said. So we've seen how this one image reflects the evolution of cruise ships from just transportation to destinations in themselves.
Yeah. And we've talked about the changing role of cruise tourism.
And the evolving desires of modern travelers. It's amazing how much we can unpack from just one picture.
It really is. And it all leads to a final question.
What's that?
As cruise ship design and experiences continue to evolve, what will the future of cruising look like?
That's a great question.
Will these floating cities become even more elaborate?
Or will there be a shift back to a simpler, more authentic travel experience?
It's something for everyone to ponder as they embark on their own deep dive into the world of cruising.
Well said. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
Until next time.
Bye.
So long.